Some of our Christmas traditions make absolutely no sense, and yet somehow they haven't vanished. Not even close. We have traditions where adults wear paper crowns all day, where people set fire to their desserts on purpose, and wait until you hear about the one that involves hiding actual coins in a pudding. Yes, real coins that you could easily choke on. We'll get to that in a moment. There's also a modern tradition, newer, stranger, and definitely more mischievous, that has taken over British family homes in the last decade. I'll reveal that one at the end. Hello everyone, Anna here, and today we're exploring some wonderfully weird British Christmas traditions that have survived for decades, some even for centuries. And as always, I'm here to help you to improve your English. So if you'd like to get a copy of my free vocabulary pack with all the keywords from today's lesson, then I'll share the link in the description. So let's begin with something you simply cannot avoid on Christmas Day. Christmas crackers. These colourful paper tubes are designed to be pulled. You'll traditionally find them on the dinner table, and you pick up your cracker and ask somebody to pull it with you. You each take a side and you pull hard, and when it rips apart, you'll hear a loud bang. Now, whoever wins the central part of the cracker gets the goods, the things that are inside. That will be a joke, usually a terrible one, a tiny toy or trinket, and of course the paper crown. In some households, wearing that crown is absolutely mandatory. Even the most serious uncle, the one who refuses to smile in photos, will sit there with a neon pink crown slowly sliding down his forehead. Tradition is tradition. Now, picture this. The lights are dimmed. The family gathers round and someone brings out the Christmas pudding. It's dark, heavy, fruity, and soaked in alcohol for weeks prior. And the grand finale? Pouring brandy over it and setting it on fire. Blue flames everywhere. Gasps, applause, yay! A brief moment when you think, this is probably not something recommended by the fire brigade, but okay. And here's the part that always fascinates and horrifies me. Historically, families hid a coin inside the pudding. My mum hid several. Whoever finds that coin is destined for good luck in the coming year. It's a sweet idea until you remember that it's a real coin. A coin that has lived in pockets and purses, cash registers, sweaty palms, and then it gets shoved into a dessert. I don't care how well you've cleaned it. It's disgusting. And you could choke. So I find it both dangerous and disgusting. The Victorians clearly had a stronger stomach than I do, and very robust dental insurance. Moving on. Now for something far safer. At 3 p.m. on Christmas Day, many British households pause everything to watch the King's Christmas speech. Children stop playing, adults stop cooking, and there's a collective shh, the King's on. It's calm, reflective, and a rare moment of national stillness. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, we have pantomime, or panto. This is loud, silly, chaotic, and an absolute national treasure. There are villains who are booed by the audience, heroes that are cheered, men dressed as flamboyant dames, and everyone shouting, "He's behind you!" at the top of their lungs. If you want to understand something about British humour, then panto is a fantastic place to start. Another tradition that brings people together is carol singing. Groups gather in shopping centres, town squares and churches to sing classics like Silent Night and Hark the Herald Angels Sing. It's nostalgic, cosy, and it makes even the grumpiest passerby soften for a moment. And of course, mince pies, little sweet pies filled with spiced fruit. They used to contain meat, but thankfully that tradition did not survive. Today they're buttery, sugary, and in my opinion, best eaten warm with a spoonful of brandy butter or ice cream. Now, stockings, another tradition that has stood the test of time. Children hang them up for Father Christmas, hoping to find them filled with sweets and small gifts on Christmas morning. I didn't have a stocking, I had a pillowcase. Now, traditionally, in your stocking or pillowcase, you would get an orange, some nuts, and a tiny toy. Nowadays, it's chocolates, toiletries, stationery, small toys, and usually something that makes a loud, irritating noise, because nothing says Merry Christmas like a plastic whistle at 6 a.m. on Christmas morning. Then we have the Boxing Day walk. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas Day, and by that point everyone is getting a little bit cabin feverish. They're desperate to get out of the house and walk off all the calories that they've consumed over the last 48 hours. So it's a long walk taken whatever the weather with the family and someone saying loudly, "Come on, let's walk it off." And of course, Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without the Christmas number one, the song that reaches number one in the charts on Christmas week. Entire families make predictions. Sometimes it's an emotional song, sometimes it's a ridiculous song, sometimes it's a charity single. It's a wonderfully British obsession. And finally, one of the sweetest traditions for children is leaving out a mince pie for Father Christmas and a carrot for Rudolph. Sometimes even a glass of milk for Santa because he might be thirsty, or even a small brandy. And by the morning, everything has magically disappeared, bar maybe a few crumbs. Now, the modern tradition that I mentioned earlier. In many British homes today, December isn't just about tinsel and fairy lights. It's about the arrival of the naughty or cheeky elves. These little characters appear in different places around the house each morning, sometimes behaving themselves, but often causing mischief and always giving children something to giggle about when they wake up. For many families, the elves have become a playful countdown to Christmas Day, a kind of festive mystery that builds excitement all month long. So, from flaming puddings to paper crowns, from royal speeches to cheeky elves, British Christmas traditions are a charming blend of history, humour, and just the right amount of chaos. I would love to know about your Christmas traditions. Please do let me know something that's special to you down in the comments below. And if you'd like that handy list of vocabulary from today's lesson, then click on the link in the description. Oh, and as it's nearly Christmas, be a good sport and give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you next time.